Hello, everyone. This is Cold Breaks Splash and Go. I'm your host, Mark Morgan, and it is Monday, July 8th, 2024. This is episode 4 of these daily short videos, and today I wanted to talk about working at Motorsports for 15 years. The first 3 years I was the shop helper. I was the oil change specialist. I did a lot of waiter oil changes first thing in the morning and right in the afternoon, which kind of helped me figure out how to handle that little bit of stress of the customer waiting up front. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 of them waiting up there in line for me to get these things done, and it really helped me learn how to just kind of contain the mistakes. So the first 3 years I was basically like doing that, and then I would do a few big jobs here and there, but it wasn't very often. And 3 years went by, and 2 techs ended up leaving, which opened the door for me to become a full-time tech. So up until this time, I tried to learn as much as possible about working on the Volvos and the BWs and the Audis, just because the other techs really struggled with them. And like the most memorable times in the shop are when someone makes a mistake or takes too long to get a job done. And I learned a lot about taking my time and not making excuses about the car, and try to keep moving. The only thing that mattered to me was getting the repair done on time. And so there was a lot to learn about pacing myself, and for lack of a better term, embracing the suck. Because there are things that you have to do, especially on the Audis and the Volkswagens and the Volvos, that it's easy to have a bad attitude about it, which isn't good. But once I got good enough to do almost any job and complete it on time, I got to feel the success and at its best. And you might say, so what does that mean? It means that I was given a task, I didn't dawdle and waste time, and if I had an issue, I was able to resolve it on my own, which is kind of a big deal because we had a small shop and everybody was busy, everybody had a lot to do, and if I had to stop what I was doing and ask somebody else for something, I was wasting time. So the quality control was up to me. If you remember in a previous episode, I was talking about how Shane was kind of a stickler for the details. That's where this really started to pay off, because he didn't have to worry about those details because I was already hard on myself about it. And nobody else was really going to come around behind me and check on those details. It annoyed the crap out of me more than anything else for somebody to find a simple mistake and say, hey, you forgot to do this or that. And that was kind of my motivation to handle it on my own. And there was plenty of details that kind of fell through the cracks when the car was getting checked in, our repair order was being written, or sometimes when the work is being sold, sometimes there might be a detail I forgot to write down, or something the service writer forgot to say when they were selling the job that would make it more complicated to get the job done that day, or oops, we have to call the customer back again, or we have to call the customer back 3 times because we forgot to say something about it. So I wasn't going to be successful unless I was graceful with the people up front about fixing, about handling these details. So that was it's kind of a short version of what I decided to do to become successful. And yeah. Alright, it's now time for Photo of the Day. And this one I took at Indianapolis during the SRO World Challenge 8-hour race in 2022. During a yellow flag, the cars were coming around behind the pace car, and most of them were basically offline and kind of weaving around and stuff, which isn't really the best time to take pictures. But I did notice a couple laps went by, and this one Porsche was driving all the way to the edge of the track. And I thought, well, this might be a decent opportunity. So I got my camera ready, and I was hunched down waiting for the car to come by. And lo and behold, he was right on line where I needed him to be. And this is the weekend when I learned about letting the light bounce off the cars. And so I just waited until the light was flashing on top of the car, and I took the picture, and I kind of came up with this really cool silhouette picture. And plus the track was glowing, which is really cool, and the tire marks kind of give you a little perspective. And I really like the light coming through the grandstands in the background. It also gives a nice perspective to it. So, yep, it's time to wrap this up, and thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and share this with your friends, and also check out coldbrakes.com for my full-length interviews with racing mechanics and crew members. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.